Good morning, folks. Now, if you're thinking something's not quite right about this picture, you're absolutely spot on. No need to adjust your TV sets, kids. Polly is back to original fettle. Full fairing, touring screen, FZ1 mirrors, rental bars are even back on. Check those bad boys out. All because, sadly, this is our swan song voyage. Right now, this very moment, leaving Hamburg to ride all the way back to England to hopefully place Polly into a loving, nurturing, caring British home and to visit the family. I've travelled backwards and forwards to England a few different ways. Oh, little dog. I've driven over in a car and flown back. I've flown over and then driven back in a car. I've ridden the motorbike to the airport and then flown over. This is the first time, always about first time. First time I've done this, first time I've done that. This is the first time I'll have ridden a motorbike over and then flown back, which is actually the reason why I probably sound a bit funny. And I imagine that the camera angle is a bit squiffy as well. Sorry about that. But I'm wearing the backup helmet because the size of hand luggage being what it is, I have to leave it there when I come back. As with many of the other airport-related jaunts, I've jury-rigged the camera to the side of the backup helmet and very quickly stuffed a microphone in willy and indeed nilly. So I'm very, very sorry if the picture is shit or if you can't hear anything. Now, the other exciting part of this tale is that my replacement bike is already sitting at home waiting for me. I'm halfway through an absolute, unbelievable friggin' nightmare with changing the ownership and registration details. If you thought the figuring out where your parcel was with Deutsche Post was difficult, wait till you hear about registering something, but I'll tell you about that another time, from atop the new steed. But I will say that the worst part of all was that with the whole process of buying the bike, sorting out the money, dealing with the bank, dealing with the current owner, sorting out insurance, tax, I haven't slept properly for 3 days. Well, that's not strictly true. I actually slept last night. Slept like a friggin' baby. 6 o'clock in the morning was chosen go time. And I'm sure that would have been fine, except some dickhead forgot to set an alarm before he went to bed. So at 7 o'clock in the morning, I woke up feeling refreshed and then launched into an unbelievable panic to get out as quickly as possible. But I think we're still good for time. Just not going to be quite as relaxing as I'd hoped, sadly. So all in all, it's a bit of a sad day. The last proper ride on my Fazer, the bike which launched me back into motorcycling after quite a long gap. And quite frankly, Polly, you've been friggin' amazing. Really do have nothing but praise for this bike. So capable and versatile. It's got the power, the engine is smooth, it's frugal. It looks pretty good, considering it was designed by Darth Vader's stylist. I've had a good time with this bike. Sadly, just not cutting it on the comfort stakes. So, here we go. Onto the motorway, the journey begins. See you at the next fuel stop. Here it is, ladies and gents, my new bike. I've got cruise control, there's a microwave in the right pocket just over there. These fins here are for when I really want to go fast in the water. Screen here, which I actually took off of a Land Rover. Windscreen wiper, Morris Minor. The seats, oddly enough, for my Grand's lounge. And I've got a monkey bike in the back for just in case. Unbelievable bike. Whoever's it is, they're being very relaxed about collecting it. We're also joined by the Scooter Club of Germany this evening. And we're off. Motorbikes, scooters and all. Look at those noisy bastards. there we go. The last ferry crossing for me on Polly is, of course, at this point that I remember that I haven't actually aimed the headlight since I changed it back to the UK reflector. That's not very clever. With these scooters behind me, it sounds like this bike used to sound when it had the great big holes in the collector. What a racket. Well, things got pretty exciting at the other end. Sadly, there's no video for it, but I got a bit ranty, a bit shouty. My wonderful phone, which I love so very much because it's always so reliable, decided that halfway through Holland, it just wasn't going to work anymore. It just gave up. 1 minute I looked down at the phone, take the exit in 400 bajillion kilometers or whatever it was. And the next time I looked down, screen was completely blurry, and there was just a blue dot pointing northwest, but slowly drifting southwest. It was about as useful as a rice paper raincoat. I feel like I'm being followed by a swarm of angry bees. And then managed to pick up signs to Rotterdam. Find the ferry with only 5 minutes to spare. But then I don't really know at which point I lost you, but the battery died, so afraid you missed the boarding. Sorry about that. There weren't any on-board antics because I nearly died last time. So I took the lift like a lazy tourist bastard. So many British number plates, and I've got to remember to go on the left. Got to go on the left because the left is right. And annoyingly, it's completely pitch black as well. The boat had trouble with the main engine, which is about as ominous as it could possibly get. So we came in an hour late, and now it's dark. Never mind. It just means I'll get home a bit quicker, I suppose, because I'll go on the motorway. Apparently we have some kind of major criminal at the front of this queue, slowly being poisoned by the toxic two-stroke fumes. They do smell great though, don't they? Two-stroke engines just remind me of being a lot younger and a lot stupider. Right, let me go helmet off for a second. See you on the other side. Oh, everything's so wrong, including Google Maps, which wanted me to go that way, which is back to check-in. Haha, nice one, Google, you f***ing idiot. You such a tosser, Google. Okay, so my headlights are quite high. Nobody's going to be fond of that, are they? Oh, I've just realised something that's both good and bad. Good is that I've just realised that I brought my Leatherman with me, so I can adjust my headlights. Bad is I've just realised that I can't fly back with a Leatherman in my bag, so I'm going to have to leave it here. Brilliant! Morrison's, please provide me with incendiary liquid. Roundabouts don't go this way. Oh, that's just weird. Top up with some of this bang bang juice, and then we'll be away. Away! Right then, fueled up, headlights are adjusted down, because I know that the battery's not going to last until we get there. Say goodbye to Polly, everybody. This may well be the last time you'll see her. Hope you've enjoyed the viewing that she's brought you betwixt my legs, as we move bravely into a new chapter for AndyManCam. I have loved every bit of this one. Now the last small leg. Oh, excuse me, sorry, I've just drunk a can of Red Bull in one gulp. The last leg before she gets the final clean up, shine the tits and the teeth, ready for the bike pageant. So in the absence of anything interesting happening, I'll see you next time. Ride safe, stay shiny, see you back on the other side of the continent. Auf Wiedersehen! Tschüss! All right, I admit, it was a bit mean just to say goodbye like that in the dark. Of course there was going to be another ride. I've got to take her for the MOT. So right at this moment, I'm going through all of those emotions that all of you guys are familiar with. Dread, fear, worry, excitement, apprehension, nervousness. But the fatherly unit is joining on the... I was going to say the Vespa then. I've seen so many scooters this weekend on the Zephyr, which since I had a go on it has had a complete engine rebuild, so quite excited to get a little razz on that, but unfortunately I don't think there's going to be time on this adventure. Got to be honest, I've had a few moments. I went to the supermarket earlier on, pulled out the driveway and then pulled out onto the main road on completely the wrong side of the road. Don't tell anyone though, I'm a very competent rider. August. So here we are, bowling into the lovely village of Gravely. We go to the Gravely Garage, which if you live in the area of Huntingdon, I'd highly recommend. Lovely guys. Always like a good chat. Always very reasonable with their MOTs. With the added bonus that if you want to, you can hire a Rolls Royce from them for your wedding. How many MOT garages can offer that? The problem is I always forget where it is. There it is, with that big sign says Gravely Garage, you dickhead. Well, I think that's happened every single time I've been here. I'm about to put my heart into this man's hands. Hopefully she will pass. A poll. We'll see. We will see. See you in a moment, folks, with the verdict. Fast! After you, my lord. What a sweet bike. So yes, brand new, shiny, full 12-month MOT. Amid comments of how incredibly sweet the engine sounds and how much of a fantastic condition the bike is, given the mileage. 60,134 currently. He said the only other bikes he's seen come in with that higher mileage have been BMWs. I've been looking after it right. End cans. They're slightly wonky. It's like a hot girl with wonky boobs. You look at one, you look at the other. You look at one, you look at the other. They're both pretty awesome. But then as soon as you notice that one is looking at you and one is looking out the window, you will forever be distracted by the fact that she's on dip and dazzle in the nipple department. I can't stop looking at them. Glad your bike's got wonky boobs. Sometimes. Oh, it's nice to be home. It's going to be the last chance for a little while, and this is most certainly going to be the very, very last chance on this bike. This really is the last ride, so prepare yourself, folks. This is going to be the last few minutes that you will see this wonderful bike, this amazing, amazing bike, which has just done nothing but good things for me. Her indoors might disagree. Maybe I've been rubbing the bike a bit too long when I should have been rubbing her instead, but that's a whole different kettle of fish. Right on the left, right on the left. So there she is, Polly the Fazer, FZS 600, just bloody brilliant. I really am going to be sorry to see this bike go, but just can't make it work. Can't make it work. The whole German thing plus the bike just doesn't fit. So sadly, I have to let the old girl go. Oh, it's like shooting your puppy just because it doesn't speak the right language. I know. You all know how that feels. Shooting your puppy never gets any easier. So that's it then. Goodbye, Paul. You were amazing. Absolutely amazing. But no more. Quite excited about the new bike though.